Hello, everybody. It's your boy, Sam again, aka the train mother in Maine. My pads and glads and dads and mads. I'm just gonna keep making the intro more exotic because people don't like it and have to tell me they don't. So if you like it, good, it'll keep getting better. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. So typically it seems like the last few videos I've been starting off by saying I didn't keep my promise for at least one video a month. I think, I know I made one in September and then in October, November, somewhere in there. So I did say in the last video I'd have one more, definitely before Christmas. Today's December 11th. So here's that video. I'm actually gonna stop this for right now. Just give it a little stop. Fair enough. So I think I'm just gonna call this video all caps tons of progress because I went pretty balls to the wall, got a ton done. As you can see, without even being descriptive, I've made huge strides. Like I said, and I've said in probably several previous videos, this is my third, if not fourth layout. I've gotten to a new stage each time and know what works, what doesn't, know how to do things quicker than I did before because I've got practice now. So once I got into some of these stages, which I'll get into in a second, things just kind of started to fly. So I guess let's start over here and we'll, work from the outside on in. So I did paint my fascia. This is 2 coats. I'm gonna do one more coat a little bit further down the line. I did have some drips and some stains, which is fine, and want to do a couple touch-ups, but I wanted to see the color that I like, make sure it matches, and that I actually liked looking at it, and I do, you can see. And I knew it was gonna get dirty because I'm still working. But this is the color, painted the fascia and the backdrop the same. You've heard my idea about I don't need a scenic backdrop of clouds or mountains or a city. This is not real life. When I'm looking down here, there's no layout. This is all a fake world of model railroad. That's the background, and beyond it is, my basement. So I've seen it done well with backdrops and skies and clouds, and I've seen it done, in my opinion, pretty poorly, which takes away from the layout. I want my attention focused in here, not here or here, but I want it to look neat, clean, and professional, which I think it does. Again, this is 2 coats. I'm gonna put another coat on, maybe even 2 more once I know for a fact I'm done using liquids and powders and all this crap. So we will start over here now. So as you can see, I have pretty much completed, except for a few parts, the landscaping. I used 3 different courses of woodland scenics, grasses, some bushes. I have some other little shrubs and stuff that I'm gonna be putting on here as well. But you can see I got really nitty gritty in the details, especially on the rock faces. And I paint the bottom brown, which you've seen, then put a layer of like fine war games style dirt, then a layer of fine turf, more coarse turf, a 3rd layer of even more coarse turf, then start doing bushes and rocks and trees and whatnot. I've done that along the entire layout. I guess you could see kind of slowly. I'll just get into all these areas as I get over there. So yeah, I think it looks really nice. I also bought 4 different packages of woodland scenics trees of various shapes and sizes. Each comes with 4 or 5 trees. They're a little pricey, but they're the best I've seen quality-wise. So I just kind of put them, I didn't finish an area with trees. I just kind of put them in a few random areas to get an idea of depth perception and what I want it to look like. And I'm very happy with how they came out. Fortunately, you can reuse them on further layouts or later projects. If this ever gets scrapped, I'm not gonna pull it out, but just pop it right out, put them in a Tupperware to transport them or whatever, store them, and they will last, which means, in my opinion, they're worth the money. So I will be spending probably a few more bucks than I would want to on a nice bundle of trees, probably grab 50 or 60 and fill out the forested or what I want to be forested areas. I do think they're very nice looking. They add so much to the scene and the depth and the, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry again about my 3 lamps I have, which are super nice for working on scenes. But when I'm filming or running trains, it kind of get in the way. I have not even thought about getting anything above yet, but I probably will do some kind of Amazon project over the winter and give myself above lighting. And I could just still save these and put them on the ends, but I want to light up the scenes for you guys. So that's that. I've done grasses and scenics. You saw me get that far in the old layout, but I took it even a step further now. Down here, I was gonna do a water feature. I decided against it for right now. I might be expanding this layout. As you can see, it goes all the way around. Might be expanding it out to here. We'll probably wait till spring to do so. But that's where I put a water feature. I didn't want to get into it over here yet. That's something I've never messed with. So I went similar to the old layout, put an abandoned rail line in there, rusted it and painted it and overgrew it. And then just kind of filled this out as a valley. Not too happy with how big of a space it was. If I knew I wasn't going to do a water feature, I would have made the valley more narrow. But I installed my trestle. Took some old, these are actually legs from the New River Mine kit, which I have over here, and put little concrete abutments in there and put the 2 bridge legs into the concrete. So it definitely makes the trestle look super cool. Still have to paint this track and whatnot, but it is in. So there's definitely a, you can see it's a nice looking trestle scene. And then over here, I've done a lot of reworking. Compared to when you saw it last, it's nothing like it was. I guess first off, I completely gutted. The switch is in the same spot for the branch off, but I completely gutted the track plan over here. I had weird runarounds and stubs and blah, blah, blah. And just go back and watch the previous video, see what the track plan looked like over here. And it was just a mess, complete mess. I was having all kinds of issues once I started to ballast the track. Because I guess that's another thing, all the ballast is complete, except on these mainline switches, which I have 3 of and I still have yet to do. I'm going to do those dead last just to alleviate any problems. But yeah, look at the track plan and how it used to be. I went nice and simple, straight up, loading, unloading, where they'd be coming to the sawmill, these logs, maybe a storage track or a shunting track, and then, all that. So here's the saw table back here, and I know there's coil cars and coal cars in here. I just had a test train running, so they're not at the right industry for all you purists out there, but whatever. So it's definitely going to be a lot easier to operate, more fun and less technical. Again, I said when I built this layout, I bit off more than I could chew on the old layout because I wanted to be all very techy and too much track and blah, 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 where in reality, they try to do as little as possible at these industries to make it serviceable, and that's it. So I did it here. This whole scene, I'm very, very, very happy with how it turned out. I think it looks phenomenal. So I have my road. I still have to touch up. Keep in mind, I'm still, now that I've gotten like the bulk of all the scenery done, a lot of the bulk, now I'm going in and doing touch-ups. Like I put in this road, and you can see looks very flush, goes over the tracks. I put some like tire track looking stuff in there. I put in, this is a Woodland Scenics end scale fence, chain link. I put it there. I'm gonna, probably make it look a little more proper. But just even as like the little gate and whatnot, I'm trying to zoom in for you. Goes all the way across the scene. I mean, just look at how cool it looks from this angle right here. Just, even if you want to pause the video right here and look at how the scene looks. I'm super thrilled, the details. I put in what probably would have come off here as an abandoned, maybe this industry will have a switcher. Maybe they would have put their loads or their interchange over here, or the main line would drop off empties here after they pulled the loads, let's just say. But I mean, it just adds more to the scene. And it's just a dead track back here. I put these 2 little abandoned old, this doesn't run, this is crap. Here, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it there, probably not. Put the road going in, made the nice gravel parking lot, or, the facility floor, whatever you wanna call it. Obviously it's an outdoor lumber mill. Got the little office building kind of thing here. Got loads, or not loads, piles of logs everywhere. I need to get some like cat equipment, something that would move the logs around. I haven't gotten that far yet. Got the little main depot kind of wood lumber house thing, whatever. Got the little shelves to be loaded. I got to go through and, you know, put all the wood in there and all that. And then the saw table, you know, got some sawdust over in there. I still have to do, like I said, more of the fine details back here, and it's all very, you know, it's coming together. Got the little road crossing there. Obviously something's gonna be coming through and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna do another one right here. And I literally went out into my yard, picked up a bunch of branches and sticks, cut them all to different sizes, and glued them. Like I said, I'm gonna have the road come over here so they can get back here, and glued them all down into piles of logs. You know, they come in, unload the rail cars, saw them down. I put a bunch of different wood pieces that I made. I'm gonna do more. This is just, I just started all these in the past couple days. Have it fill out the scene even more. And I have a bunch of log and pulp wood and blah, 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 sawdust cars I'm gonna bring in and out. So I kind of was just talking in a big circle. I don't really know where I was going with all that, but yeah, you could just see the track plan changed. Makes the scene so much more full. It's not all based on 80 different tracks and 17 switches and ballasting it and losing power and all that. As soon as I started to ballast this scene, I got a chunk of it in and I'm like, this is not gonna work. I could have made it work, but it would have just been nothing but headaches. So you could see, goes all the way to the back of the scene. Everything's nice and spread out. It's not just a cluster F of track. And, you know, imagine trying to put like roads over 7 different switch area. It's just wasn't gonna work. So, but yeah, the scene looks, I think, fantastic. So we're moving along. You know, we got the plateauy kind of, excuse the light again, the plateauy kind of hills. The trees are starting to fill it all in a little bit better. Again, with the scenics on the rock faces and you get up here to the flats, whatever you want to call it. Got the flats, more mountainy coming in over here. So we have our, these tunnel portals on this scene. We got another identical one over here. And then over to the mine scene. These are Woodland Scenics portals that I stained. They are ceramic or plaster or whatever they're made of, but I stained them so they look like wood, but they're matching on both sides. And then you can see again down here, this scene has really come together. So I still have some patchwork to do down here. You can see, like I said, I'm like almost, the bulk of it's done. I'm just going through and fixing stuff up. Like I'm gonna add a little more ballast and some actual coal, a little, you know, like in real life that wouldn't, it'd be spilling and kind of do all that crap. But again, so tying the scene together, got to do these 2 switches with ballast. I already started, you know, kind of filling out a little coal and put another little severely old abandoned piece of track down in there. If you can see, got our buildings nice and weathered and in place. Got to do, like, you know, put the little elevators and belts connecting and touch up around where it goes into the actual mine or face or whatever. Did another little gravel lot. Gonna probably make the road going over here. I might not even make a road, I don't know yet, but I probably will. Again, got some more trees and stuff over here. And then, you know, obviously I'll run coal cars in and out. What's nice about this one is I do have a runaround. So it'll come in here, can run around. And then, you know, I got the nice little stub over here. Got the piles of ballast as stubs at the end. Got this little guy up in here. Same thing over here, rock faces and details and all that. Like I said, I'm trying to tie everything together now. Got my little shanty, whatever, building over there. So like I said, everything's really come together. Again, even from this angle, you can't see the legs that are under there. The shelf styled out so clean. I vacuum and keep things tidy, as you could tell. And it's just so nice not having legs or having to get on my back and look up to do work underneath wiring and all that. I mean, it's, 3.5, I think 3, I forget, I have to measure off the ground. So getting up under there and doing anything is easy. Keeping the floor clean is easy. A lot of times when I spill stuff, or if I'm cutting these logs into pieces or measuring amounts of ballast and greenery and stuff, I'll just do it right over the floor and I sweep it all into a pile and then vacuum the entire area, and there's nothing in the way. With the old layout, I mean, you remember how big it was. Came all the way out, then all the way out, pretty much like right about here, right where I'm standing. And there was just nothing but legs. So even when I'd vacuum and mop, I mean, stuff would just get stuck under there. I couldn't get in and under, putting the vacuum between the legs and stuff. I was just a pain. So, like I said, I got some touch-up stuff to do, like back over in here. You see I missed a little bit of paint there, or it chipped over here. Another, I guess I could show you. So I always put nails, usually with a little blue piece of tape on top. You can see I soldered a joint there and I really butchered it. So I know I've been having track problems right there. So just another little thing I do is mark areas of track work or other areas that I know I need work on. So when I look at the layout, I see the nails right there. I know I need to do something there. And in my mind, I'm like, it's a piece of track. I need to fix that joint. So just a little signal system that I made. So again, the scenes are really coming together. I'm definitely much more thrilled with a smaller and higher functioning layout. Track work is dang near impeccable compared to the old layout, which was really good compared to my other layout before that, but still had a ton of problems, especially now that I'm skilled at soldering. Well, not skilled, I would say, but I can solder rail joints, continual electrical connectivity. Makes all the difference, especially ballasting now too. That definitely took some elbow grease to get proficient at. If you could see, none of my track work, even my main, I mean, I tried to ballast it as neat as possible, but I also left it kind of unmaintained, I guess would be the best word. And I put a lot of grass and shrubs in there. I wanted this to be a main line, but a short line. So maybe at one point it was an old main line and then became a branch line. And then whoever abandoned it, or it was bought by a short line. So it's not class 1 by any means. It's not, doesn't receive regular maintenance. I didn't want it to be just a clean, you see every tie, there's no ballast on the ties, everything's perfect. I wanted it to look like, let's just say you have to go through the mountain area for 20 miles to get here. And then there's these two industries. And then, 5 miles that way is the end of the right of way that goes off to nothing, or bridges out, or there's nothing for 60 miles that they would even have bought or reactivated that line. So I wanted it to be, like I said, like an old branch line, a regional short line. Obviously, there's big business at a mine and at a lumber facility. So, some guy started up a short line and they have 2 big customers, maybe a couple others back that way or wherever, or they do car storage somewhere at the end of the line. I'm obviously getting really in depth into the story there, but that's why I'm designing it and making it look this way. So call me a nerd or a realist, but I think everything should have a story. Freelance is freelance, but still, there is a prototype for everything. So I guess that's kind of it for now. I've got a lot of little projects now that I'm working on, but it's nice having a bulk done so I can, do little things like I put these legs in here and they went all the way to the ground, and I decided, it'd be cool to have, in real life, any kind of tower like that, steel towers or iron or whatever they make, would have some kind of abutment or post that it goes into. So I took some pink foam, made it look like rectangles, beat it up a little bit, glued the legs in and put it in there. Now I go in and scenic around it, maybe make it look a little rusty, so to speak. I gotta paint the ties and weather this track up on here too. Just little things, but very happy with how everything looks. I'm feeling very accomplished. And keep in mind, it kind of sucks to say, but it's good in its own right. The old layout, the first layout on the channel I had for 5, 6, 7 years and didn't even get close to this. The layout that I just sold, I started, August of 2019 and just got rid of it this year, a year and change later. I had it for, like one solid calendar year, a little more. And then this layout I started, whatever, go look at the first date for this layout. I think it was like July or August of this year when I said I was selling the old layout. And by the time you saw that video, the layout had been gone. Look at how far I've gotten in a short amount of time. So I keep telling you guys in all these videos, I wish they were shorter, but here we are at the 20-minute mark. I keep saying, again, I know we're not going to stay at this house long term. I feel like this layout is my practice for my forever layout. I now feel like I have the skills that when we move, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to take all the buildings, take everything that can be salvaged and reused, and then everything that can't be reused, I will sell as is, and build my forever layout. This same style, a nice shelf layout, probably bigger. Let's just say I have this exact space. I'd bring it out to here, bring it out all the way around. I'd bring it out to here and work slow, do everything as 100% efficiently and professionally and calculated as possible, which I did on this layout, but I definitely moved fast. And I can't point out examples of where I feel like I could have done better. Everything can be done better if you work slower, do it, you know, with purpose, which I did, but everything can be done better. So, you know, work on this, not change anything about it. I don't even know if I will expand it. It's just now that I built it this far out without the legs on the shelf style, seeing how much more rewarding it is to operate it. I kind of wish I did go out that far, but at the same time, it's also smaller and I'm able to actually complete things. So eventually this layout will be gone and I will start the next layout I build will be when we move, and whether we move within the next year, which we would like to, or within the next 2 years, which we definitely will be. The layout I'll build at our new house will be, you know, as long as we're at that house, I will have that layout. So our next plan is to buy a house for at least the next 10 years, you know, maybe even longer if we find our dream house, but definitely we're moving here without plans to move. And, you know, in the next chapter of our lives after that, we'll build a forever home or find our forever home. So see what happens when we get there, but it's nice to have a plan. So Merry Christmas to all of you. I know I've gained a ton of subscribers in the past, you know, 90 days, but this year, especially with the 2 layouts. So thank you all very much. If you have any tips or tricks, Tony Hawk style, criticisms, questions, shoot me comments. I respond to every single comment. I also have a Facebook group. It's called Global N Scale and HO Scale Model Railroad Train Headquarters. Just type in Global HO and Headquarters, something or other on Facebook, and you'll find it. If you can't find it, shoot me a comment and I'll put the link below. So join me there. We're at about 1,500 members now since August, which is sweet. Again, thank you all. If you have channels and stuff you want me to check out, I will subscribe and like and share and all that. Come join the Facebook group and share your links and stuff in there. So this might be one of the longer videos I've ever done. I don't really care. It's a channel. I've said it before again. I could do the how-tos and sit here and time lapse and explain how I did all this stuff. On the next layout, when we move, I will do that and get more content. But the way I've done it for the last 3 layouts, including this video, is a video diary. So everyone can see progress, and so I can see progress. I go back and watch my old layout videos literally all the time, and it's fun to see. So again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'll be back sooner than later. You know, like I said, join the Facebook group. Hit me up here. That's all about community, and I appreciate it. Just look at how nice these scenes are starting to look. I need more trees. Stoked, though. So I'm in love with this scene. I can't stop staring at it. But all right, well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. The train main out. See y'all soon.